Hi guys. First of all, the housekeeping. I'm smoking um, Chocolate Flake by Gareth and Howarth, or whichever way round it is. I'm just finishing this pipe. I thought I'd share with you a poem that I'd written, but first you need to know the background to it. Last year I had to have an operation, a rather personal one. It was a circumcision. Things had gone radically wrong down there, and the doctor said, it either drops off or we circumcise you. So I thought, well, that's good. Anyway, I sort of said, okay, go ahead. And the appointment was made and I was called to the hospital. And I was talking to the anaesthetist. And she found out that I wrote poetry. So she challenged me to write a poem about male circumcision. And I said, okay, what I'll do is I'll do it as you're administering the anaesthetic. And I'll see whether I get the complete two verse poem in before then. So word got around and I was taken down for the anaesthetic, and whilst they were preparing I started thinking about the poem in my head and then start to recite something. But there was the sort of surgeon there, his assistants, theatre nurses, and also one or two people who'd just been passing. So here's the poem. Thoughts on an adult male circumcision. Farewell, my brave, bonny Cavalier. Long, sweet nights have we spent jousting, thrusting and parrying, whilst riding the beast with two backs. May sweet angels sing thee to thy rest. Hail and welcome, my bold Roundhead. Thy purity and fierce looks bode well for future contests, but thy Puritan outlook may at first need sensitising as we get to know each other's ways. And I managed to get it in just before falling asleep. And apparently I fell asleep just before there was a round of applause, which is unfortunate because, it's one of my favourite things, to have rounds of applause. You can imagine someone like me sort of missing the applause, but never mind. I hope you don't mind me being personal about the operation. We had to wear what were called netty knickers, which were sort of like a net underwear, so that it didn't sort of cause any problems. The trouble is, in Newcastle, the netty is the toilet. There are some famous netties in Newcastle, and I sort of thought, well, that's appropriate for us. I want to do some shout-outs because they're people that I consider deserve a shout-out. The first one is the Kilted Piper. He's fairly new to the group, and loves tobacco and pipes and that kind of thing, and is an expatriate Scot, as you'd gather by the name. I'll put all the details down in the box, but he deserves some support and some subscriptions. The other one is Sasquatch Piper 2. The reason I've included him is because he got hacked whilst he was a member of this group and lost over 400 subscribers by having to resubscribe. So if you were one of Sasquatch, if you were one of his original subscribers, then go and resubscribe for him. I think it was quite a loss to him to lose so many friends. And the final one is Bob the Cigar guy, cigar reviewer. A really nice guy, someone who, again, deserves some subs and some following. I've never actually smoked a cigar because over here, cigars, when I was growing up, were considered the rich man's smoke or slightly villainous men's smoke. And cigars are quite expensive over here. And there's so much ritual involved in cutting off the end. Oh, just realised how appropriate that would be for circumcision. But cutting off the end with a snip and sniffing the cigar, looking at the cigar band and saving those in an album, and all the other stuff that goes with smoking a cigar. It always made me think of those people who were wine connoisseurs, you know, who could tell you that this glass of wine came from the third bush on the right, on the side of the hill, that kind of thing. And as I say, sort of cigars that you could buy in the States for $5, $10, $20 over here would be maybe twice as much as that. So I always admire those who do the cigar reviews. I quite like watching them and watching how they smoke and that kind of thing. So I was watching one by Bob, and I sort of thought, well, he deserves a shout out, if only for the pleasure that he'd given me in smoking cigars. I've been sort of quite busy, really, cleaning my pipes and doing sort of stuff with them. And my wife's bought me a pipe for my birthday. At first, we were going to go for a Puritan pipe, but she's actually gone for something else, and when I get it, I'll show you it. But I did receive a pipe today and some tobacco. It's one of the Cobbets. I rather like those. I rather like church warden style pipes. And it's, I don't think you'll be able to see inside, but it's quite a nice pipe, and I'm looking forward to smoking that. And the other tobacco I got was Gareth and Hogarth's Kendall Balkan mixture, because I love Balkan mixtures. I love Turkish tobacco and Syrian, and it seems to be at the moment one of my favourite smokes. I've been trying to think of a joke to finish with, and I'm not sure that I can really. Partly because I started this video without sort of preparing a joke. But I'll leave it there. And I'll put the poem in the box as well. so that if you want, you can have a read of it. If any of you are facing anything like that, don't worry about it. It's been a lot better for me since. I did visit the surgeon afterwards and said, you know, it all seems a lot shorter now. And he said, well, does it hurt? And I said, no. He said, does it hurt when you wee? And I said, no. And he said, well, I'd just use it for that now. You're getting on in life, which I thought was rather nice of him.